In today's edition of The Way of the Superior Man, we're covering Chapter 4. Choose your woman who is your complementary opposite. Let's see how long this is. A couple of pages. So I'll be back. I'll paraphrase it and give my thoughts on the whole chapter. I apologize in advance for the ambient sound in the background. That's just the heater because it's cold. It's like, what, negative degrees outside. I don't know exactly how much. Maybe it was -6 or something. But anyways, in The Way of the Superior Man, you kind of see it backwards because I'm using the front camera. But in The Way of the Superior Man, essentially, chapter 24 goes over choose a woman who is your complementary opposite. Basically, if you're masculine, choose a feminine woman. If you're a feminine guy, then choose a masculine woman. And it really comes down to opposites attract. Now, the masculine and feminine, what is that? Basically, the masculine is the one that will take the lead, the one that will take the lead in the sense that you have the best interests of your woman so that she can fall into her feminine and feel at ease. Turn off her brain because she feels protected, provided for, and that her man's actions are in line with her best interests. So that's understanding the woman, emotionally understanding her needs, her wants, her desires, and providing those so that she's happy. And in contrast, when a guy can provide that, she can fall within her core essence of femininity and be the life and of love, or bring life to love and relationship in the sense of just giving warmth to the man, giving him a sense of responsibility, a sense of great passion and love, whether that be emotionally and intimately. Uh, Typically, if you have a feminine with a feminine, if a feminine guy is with a feminine woman, that's going to trigger the woman to change her core from feminine to more masculine because the guy can come off maybe as clingy, uh, maybe as like way too yappy, and um, so focused on the emotional side and aspect of the relationship that he might kind of subside, being a responsible guy, like having his shit together, um, so that the woman can feel at ease, right? Um, I mean, if that happens, then if a woman switches her core from feminine to masculine, where her essence is feminine, it's kind of a drag for her, and then that'll make her lose attraction for the guy, and then there's less passion in a relationship, less intimacy in a relationship, and that's where you see relationships start to deteriorate. Um, as quoted in this author David Diaz's book, The Way of the Spirit Man. And I mean, would you agree with that? That if I think I would. If a guy doesn't have his shit together, and he's not making a woman feel intrinsically understood and helps satisfy her needs emotionally, um, and like needs for life as well. What value do you give as a man? And therefore, the woman has to step up and be the man in the relationship, and that's going to turn her off, and she's not going to be attracted to her man, and that's where a feminine woman uh, will kind of slowly meander and drift away in the passion of love in a relationship. Um, However, I mean, he does say, 10%, like that's 80% of relationships. A feminine woman, masculine man. He says 10% of relationships can be neutral, where a guy has a balanced feminine masculine and a woman has a balanced feminine masculine. But as per the author's observations, um, these type of relationships, there's less intense intimacy in a relationship, and it's more so about involving friends, family, and hobbies, interests. And yeah, you can have that in like any type of relationship, but this is more pronounced in a neutral relationship where um, the time given to intimacy is few and far between. Maybe like, I'm not gonna put a number on it because he didn't put a number on it, but a lot less frequent intimacy than a striking feminine woman, masculine man counterpart. Uh, so, I mean, there's that with the balance. It's more like kind of like a friendship, but also with the understanding that it is a relationship type of thing. Um, and then you have the masculine woman that actually want, like, her core inside. She has this strong sense of wanting to be the provider, wanting to understand the man, wanting to provide for the man, and wanting to take the lead in a relationship, plan things out, map things out, and those are very masculine traits. With a feminine man who will shower the woman with love, affection, compliments, and be more kind of free flowing in emotions, feelings, um, and less, have a lesser tendency to plan, like, because if you want to put it in kind of a phrase, a masculine sense is like an architect, right? Kind of mapping things out, problem solving, want to solve problems, and having the thrill and drive of feeling rewarded in solving problems, whether that be um, in relationship and providing and feeling a sense of strong responsibility. And then the feminine counterpart is, far from that, right? It's more or less problem solving and more the flow of life, the nature of life, the love of life. So enjoying the moment with your loved ones, enjoying the moment and experience. Things like travel, things like art, um, intimacy and passion, right? Those are the two volatile, polar opposites, which is what I mean by the flow of life and um, an architect, mindset, masculine, feminine. So at the end of the day, that's kind of like my chapter summary and understanding of chapter 4 of The Ways of Superior Man. Essentially, you just choose your complementary opposite, and both parties will thrive, in their respective core essence of being a masculine or feminine individual. And if that can be done and fulfilled, that's a good recipe and foundation for a longevity in a relationship. Thank you for watching. That's my book summary for this chapter, and I'll have more in the future. Peace.